Hey everyone, welcome back to the Bunk and Pick podcast. Pick here with Bunk. Say hello to the people, Bunk.
I'm a googly goo.
What is
Welcome aboard, mateys. This is Captain Bunk.
What?
We're on the good ship
Stop it.
Pontoon.
Oh God.
We're heading for a
Is this
new podcast.
Did you choose like a sea theme because you've been watching that new awful show on ABC?
Doc Odyssey?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. It's got Don Johnson in it. Anything with Don Johnson's good.
How has TV gotten to the point where the main show they're pushing is about a doctor on a cruise ship?
It's awesome. Have you seen it?
No, and I will not.
Can I tell you like one?
Yeah, tell me all you want about it. I'm never going to watch that.
Episode 1.
Okay.
A guy was on his honeymoon and broke his doinker. They were doing it, and his doinker got broken.
His doinker.
He had to fix his doinker. The doctor had to fix his doinker.
His doinker. His doinker.
The doctor had to fix his doinker.
What the hell is a doinker?
Use your imagination. But
Friggin'
honeymoon.
Listen.
Doinker. Yeah, I've never heard of it. I've never heard of a broken doinker before.
I've never heard of doinker. What?
He broke the doinker and the doc fixed it. New doctor. I like it. I like it, baby.
Doinker. Well, you know who else's doinker got broken? The New York Mets.
Oh, come on, man. Brutal. All right. Well, we're going to take this ship Pontoon, SS Pontoon.
Oh, my God.
Into the podcast.
Okay, who else on board SS Pontoon?
We got
give
Captain Bunk.
Bunk.
And Little Buddy Cuke. Little Cukey.
Little Buddy Cuke.
First mate Cukey.
Oh, my God. God.
We're setting sail.
So what is each sport? Are they just passengers on the boat?
No, there's stops. We're making stops at ports.
Oh, okay.
First port?
Are there going to be people getting on and off the boat?
No, nobody gets on and off.
No, it's just me and you.
Good God, man.
I just got to know the
It's just
back.
me. There's
We should have
nobody else
talked
here.
about this before this, but I got to know what my role is on the Cuke boat or whatever the fuck you just said to me.
You're like on Gilligan's Island. You're a little buddy. I'm Captain Bunk. You're little buddy Cuke. Nobody else gets on. There's nobody else here.
All right,
Sorry.
what on the SS Pontoon? What is our first friggin' stop?
We're gonna head in. We're heading into the first port over there, matey. Baseball.
Oh boy,
I see baseball. What are we talking? Okay. First off, both New York teams are in. Hello.
I didn't think that was gonna happen.
Hello, Gubby.
Didn't think it was gonna happen.
I know you didn't. I mean, that's actually so. There's a opportunity here for us to have a Subway Series. I know you don't think there will be, but I think there could be. There's an opportunity presents itself. Now we're in 7-game series, so you can lose a couple, not panic. I like it.
Well, it doesn't matter because it's not going to happen. You know why?
Why?
You know why? Because they're out there saying that Judge just isn't built for October, my friend.
I gotta be honest with you. That's really pissing me off. And you know who else was pissing me off? Bob Costas. If he said any more friggin' times on the broadcast how bad Judge is doing, he was pissing me off every friggin' time.
Bobby C?
Oh, here comes Judge. Yeah, he should not built for October. Doesn't look like he has. His October batting average is like 120. I mean, who gives a shit, dude? Shut up. Shut your friggin' face. Really pissed me off.
Come at me, bro.
I know. I was pissed, man. And then
Is he wrong, though?
He gets up, hits a double. I don't hear him going, oh, nice hit, Judge. Next time he's up, shut up.
Is he wrong?
Yeah, he's wrong because he's an a-hole.
What?
He's way past his prime. He's past his prime.
What if it was Yankees announcers saying it?
I would.
Okay.
Well, they wouldn't, number one.
Yes, it would. Say it's a Yankees player, ex-player, or just something involved with the Yankees saying it. How would you feel then?
Okay, but he plays the outfield. He plays a great center field, and they still pitch around him. So, you know what? Come on. Bobby Witt, he got like 2 friggin' hits. I didn't hear.
But that was his first postseason.
Okay, thank you, Cucumber Costas, because that's what he said. Oh, well, he's having a rough season, but it's only his first one. Shut the frig up.
Cucumber Costas. You just call me Cucumber Costas. You jerk.
He said the same thing. Same thing. I was like, well, Bobby Witt friggin'
I'm at least
didn't do
twice
anything.
as tall as Bob Costas. Why you got to call me that?
He's an ass, man. Pissing me off.
All right, well,
I hope
Costas
he's
is
not
on the
announcing.
blacklist.
Is he announcing?
I don't know. They had it on They had the biggest brand in friggin' Major League Baseball on True TV. So I don't know.
I don't know, bastards.
I have a bone to pick with TBS and True TV because their friggin' graphic. Every time I looked at it, it always looked like somebody was on second base because it was a different color. It kept throwing me off. It kept pissing me off.
Also, you didn't like it either.
I didn't. Oh, Costas was fine.
Angry little bird, aren't you?
The graphic.
Yay.
We have graphic designers in this family who will say that was awful as well.
I agreed. The whole thing sucked. I hope we got new people, new announcers. It's a new series. Just quit dogging my boy. I don't like it.
All right. Hey,
Yes.
the Rodinator's starting to day game one.
The road. God.
His over-under is 5 strikeouts right now on the betting lines. Where are you at?
He'll get more than 5 strikeouts, but that doesn't mean he won't give up 5 home runs.
He hasn't had more than 5 strikeouts in his last 4
he-
starts.
I think last time he did.
It might have been the last one.
He started really good last game, and then he gave up a home run. He was done.
The Rodinator.
Friggin' Rodinator, man.
The over-under for Alex Cobb is 3 strikeouts.
God.
Guess what? His past 4 games, he's only had 1 in a game.
God.
So the Guardians might be in trouble.
Oh, well, according to Costas, if he's playing against Judge, there's 3 or 4 right there. Fucking guy. You fucking guy.
Godly.
I'm really upset.
I lit a fire under Bunk's ass over
Me
here.
off, man. Well, we can start. So the NL already played 1 game.
They did. The Dodgers
They
look,
friggin'
man.
annihilated.
They,
the Mets.
man, the Dodgers just
They did.
put it to them.
They did. But you know what? You're not gonna. That's almost a good thing. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Get that
Tell
one
me
out-
why
you get that one-
losing
you get-
by 10 is a good thing.
Well, you get that one out of the way. Nerves are settled. We're back now. And plus, they pitched really well. I'm not going to say they didn't. Yankees play tonight.
They do.
They play Cleveland tonight. So we'll see.
Cleveland mascot.
Guardians.
Oh,
The
there we go.
Guardians.
I was trying to catch you. I was
know
trying
you
to
were.
trick you into saying
I
something
wasn't gonna say that.
non-PC.
Yeah, I'm looking right at the guy's jersey as I speak, or else I may have said it. I'm not going to lie to you. Guess who's back for the Yankees? The Rizzlord's back on the schedule, baby.
Lord, the Rizzler. The Rizzler.
He's back. He's back. And then we got the Strominator is back on the roster.
Is he going to be bullpen? Or are they going to put him in the... Okay.
Bullpen. Yeah. We're going with the Rodinator. We're going with Garrett Cole.
Mm-hmm.
I know the 4th one is going to be Gil.
Playing skill.
Gil.
Is Nestor going to be...
No, I don't think Nestor made it. I think he's still out. I think he's not going to do it. I mean, I don't know, man. And then I think we're going with Clark Schmidt as number 4.
Oh, Schmitty. Schmitty.
And when we got the Luke Weaver as our closer,
He's been doing really well.
he throws pretty
That
good.
was a smart move to move what's his face out of there.
Yeah, Clay Holmes.
Yeah, because Holmes was not. He can't hit the strike
Clay
zone.
Holmes reminds me of friggin' Aroldis Chapman, who he has to come in and walk 3 to friggin' guys, get himself in trouble, and then maybe he gets out of it. Chapman, I used to hate watching him do that too. Your closer has to throw strikes. There's no doubt. Even if they hit you, you got to throw strikes. Friggin' guys.
I don't like him just because he constantly threw at Tampa Bay players. I loved how the Yankees are so... They're so pissy about Tampa being a low-budget team and contending that it always turns into them throwing the ball at Tampa.
No.
Yeah, it does.
I don't
Yes,
agree.
it does.
I
Mhm.
disagree.
Every time.
I'm a disagreeer on that.
Okay.
Disagreeing. Hey, did you see the little dust up there with the Kansas City and Volpe?
I did.
That was pretty funny at second base.
Yeah, I think Kansas City kind of just knew it was over. And they said, you
I
know
think
what?
they did.
Let's go in hard.
I will say Volpe, he went in and Volpe kind of did push him. And Volpe didn't. I gotta say this. Love my Volpe, but he looked like he wanted absolutely no part of it.
Absolutely not. He's small, way smaller than that.
But you know who came to his rescue?
0 for 97
The
Judge?
Jazzer.
Oh, okay. Jazz. I thought
Jazzy
it was
came right
0
in.
for 97 in October
Okay.
Judge.
No, yeah, I know. Tell him. Okay, thank you, Mr. Costas.
Cucumber Costas over here.
Cukie Costas.
Cucumber Costas. That's my. Oh my God! If that nickname sticks, we have problems. Please, God,
Oh,
no.
God, please don't let him. If he is announcing tonight, and
He's
every time
not.
Judge gets
he's
up,
not because I think it's a Fox game.
God, thank God, please.
Right?
Can't
Is it
deal
on?
with
What's it on?
I don't.
Let's see.
know.
Let's
I don't even know what
see.
it's on, man. I mean, it can't. We can't do it. Can't have a Costas.
Oh, it is, my friend. They're
Costas.
putting the ALCS on TBS, True TV,
Costas.
or Max. It's
I
Costas,
gotta
my
listen
friend.
to him. Oh, here comes Aaron Judge to the plate, batting 302 in this regular season. Now he bats 4. Fuck you, Costas. Really pissing me off, man.
I can't wait.
I'm actually gonna just
listen.
turn. Oh, you know what? I'm turning the sound down.
I'm gonna find
I'm
a
not
way.
even gonna listen.
I'm gonna
to
find
it.
a way to remotely control
God.
your TV
Bastard.
and make sure it's on the whole
I
time.
hope Judge gets up and hits friggin' a home run the first time and shuts him up. He may or may not, though. All right, but hey, so we got some good series. I like that we go 7 now. I think that's a nice thing. And
You think? Yeah, it's a best of 7 now. Is
like
what you
that.
mean?
Yeah, and hey, were you happy to see the Padres lose?
I was very happy to see the Padres lose.
The Padres?
Also, just like play the friggin' game.
I know.
Why do you have to like chastise the fans?
I
What's
get
the
it.
point of that?
I get it.
I don't
get
know.
it.
I can talk forever
They were
about
too
that.
mouthy, a little too mouthy.
Got too much to cover today, but that is bullshit.
Okay, just checking with you, man.
If a bull walked up and bent over and took a big old steaming pile, that'd be the Padres. Bullshit.
You know what? I was really happy the Dodgers won.
God. And then they just turned into an absolute animal
One
yesterday.
game.
They looked
Good God,
unreal
man.
yesterday, though.
One freaking
Every
game.
single player was on.
God.
I'm just saying.
That's
That's going to be hard. That's a hard team to beat.
You're so fickle, man. It's one game. Come on. My Mets are coming back, baby.
Okay.
They play early
They could.
today. They play early
They
today.
dropped the first game last time, too, didn't they?
Senga didn't pitch well, so they're out of it pretty
Who's on the bump tonight for the Mets?
God, I have no idea, man.
If you were, would you put?
We got Manea.
He played good.
He's good. He's good. And then they got some
and then
dude named-
Severino behind him.
Oh, God. I'm not a Sevy guy. They got Brazier going for LA.
Yeah, Ryan Brazier.
Don't know him.
He's good.
Okay.
He throws hard. I'll tell you what was really impressive about the Dodgers. Just watching the last series, we've talked about pitching with them. The back end, they're 8 and 9. Their setup and their closer, unhittable.
Yeah, they're good.
Unhittable.
They're good. They're great.
Trinan and Kopech, you don't want to be losing by the 8th inning because that game's over.
So you could say that about the Guardians with Clase, but he got friggin' lit up one game.
He did, but we'll see.
He
did. He's very good.
He's really good.
He's probably considered the best closer right now.
He is, and I was surprised he got lit up, but he did get lit up. So I don't know. Good stuff. We only got 4 teams left.
4 teams left.
We'll continue to follow that story.
Yes, absolutely. Here, I want to hear the betting line on the total scores, total runs for Dodgers Mets. Would you bet the over under 8.5?
Oh, over.
Yeah,
Over.
7.5 for Cleveland, New York.
Over. I think both.
I think that's under. Pitching is so good for both those teams right now.
Okay. Thank you for giving the Roadinator some good pitching stuff.
You just said he was good last game.
No, I said he was okay. What I said was he was good. He was unhittable
That's what you
for
call
3 innings.
That's what you call a classic setup while you watch Bunk's face get redder and redder.
he was unhittable for
Got him.
3 innings, and
Got
then
him,
he
everybody.
shit himself for the rest of it. And
Got him.
Damn Roadinator. And they paid him a lot. He's like the 10th highest paid pitcher, man.
Paid him so much money to be the 4th
I
starter.
know. What
He's
the
not
hell?
good.
I mean, it's the second year he sucked, so he's got to come through. Maybe he comes through. Who knows? I hope he does.
Of course, you're saying Yankees, but how many games?
I'm going 6.
Yeah,
And I think the other series goes 7.
I don't think so.
I think the Mets win. Going Mets.
Mets lose tonight. It's
No. 7 game series. Come on.
they only have to win 4.
It's okay to lose 2. You can come back from it. You lose 3, you're done. If you go down 3-0, it's over. But I'm going
Down 2-0 is hard to come back from.
Yeah, but then they move back to New York.
They do.
So I mean,
so it's not the 2-3-2 anymore, is it? It's the 2-2-1-1-1.
I can't remember how they do it. They keep changing the damn thing.
I'm pretty sure it's 2-2-1-1-1, but that's.
I mean,
I don't see it going 7. I just don't see it.
All right, I do. 7-6, Subway Series. We're riding the Subway, baby.
That would be cool to see. It'd be huge.
Awesome.
The ratings would be massive. I bet every single TV station that's going to show it, Fox, is just hoping for that.
The Dodgers always choke for the playoffs, man. They barely got past the
different
last
team.
round.
Let's be honest. San Diego's pretty good.
San Diego's pretty good. The Mets are good though too. So we'll see. I'm Medi. I'm a Medi.
Okay.
All right.
You're getting real Medi over there.
I'm getting Medi. Hey, so we'll be coming back with baseball. We'll keep updating you. But let's reboard SS Pontoon.
Why is it like an old prospector?
Oh, I don't know.
The Coyotes are going to get us. Let's get on the pontoon.
As a pirate.
That was not even close to a pirate.
Pontoon,
that was not even... If that is your pirate, that is like a children's TV show pirate.
Let's get back on the pontoon.
You'd be worried about the...
Hey, Captain Bunk's in charge.
Oh, boy.
Where we're sailing to, young Kilky?
Why are you asking me? You're the captain. Steer the boat, Captain.
Let's go to the NCAA football.
Oh, man.
Next stop.
What a weekend in football.
That was a great weekend.
That was amazing.
Great weekend. Even better than, let's just preview Ohio State got beat. So it was even better weekend.
Ohio State got beat.
Very nice.
Ohio State got beat.
I like
Colorado got beat.
Oh, thank God. I stayed up really late to watch that.
I did too, because I was the biggest Kansas State fan in the world.
God. I got to be honest. When there was like 3 minutes left and they freaking Colorado scored,
I thought it was over.
I did a little poo-poo. Little tiny poo-poo.
Oh, my God.
But they came back. Just thank God they suck on defense, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean,
really bad.
And I think, okay, we say this all the time, and they're kind of proving us a little bit wrong, but I think if they get a good quarterback who can actually hit some throws, those receivers are generally open. So I think
Avery Johnson is but he's a dual threat runner.
He's a young guy.
He's very young.
He's young.
Redshirt freshman.
But he hit the throws when he needed to.
He did.
For big yardage.
His first touchdown, he ran it in, and he did the Dion celebration, and I saw all the Colorado guys getting uppity. Best part of that game, you know how there's celebrities and shit on the sideline? Yeah. That go-ahead touchdown comes in, the K-State wide receiver takes the ball, and when he spiked it, and everybody's like, oh, yeah, and the camera cut away. Well, there's another camera angle where he walks up to all of those celebrities and starts jawing with every single one. I was yes, young man. Get him, young man. Yes.
Hey, you know what? It goes both ways, man.
Absolutely.
I'm usually not a fan of that stuff, but you know what? In that case, I'm okay with it.
All right. I'm still losing the voice from the game we went to, so I'm gonna take a little sip here.
You get a swig
so
of your swine.
Give us top 3 games. What were your top 3 games this weekend that you thought were pretty awesome? I know one of them.
Texas,
of course.
Which actually, I hate to say it actually got a little boring just because Oklahoma has. Well, I would say that the Texas defense is exceptional, and Oklahoma couldn't do anything, and it was just kind of a boring game. I hate to say it was boring. I love watching our Horns beat up on them. That one, I think the Ohio State Oregon was friggin' unbelievable. And then the Penn State game, I wrote them off.
I thought they were done, man. I thought they were done.
I mean, they were down pretty big and came back and won in overtime. And that was a huge win because now Indiana's undefeated in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Who actually's got they haven't really played.
That's because, you know why?
Yet, but
because their coach, Google him. He wins.
I'm a winner. We win. Well, he's proven it.
I'll tell you what.
He wins.
I'll tell you what. He was an asshole at that press conference, but I'll tell you what. I'm starting to root for him.
The young lad, he wins.
Starting to root for him. Now, if he ends up at Bama, then we got a problem.
But I tell you, Bama gave up 21 to Mississippi State.
Dude. No, that was Georgia.
Georgia gave up.
Bama played South Carolina.
South Carolina.
I thought South Carolina had him, man.
They had
South Carolina blew it.
They friggin' had him, and they had the onside kick.
They blew it. He threw up that just right to the. I know.
Yeah. Young quarterback though, man.
I know, man. They had him.
They had him. I mean, they did have him. I mean, and that onside kick was like one of the world's best, where he does it like a fake. It's like a punt instead of off a tee.
Right.
That was friggin' amazing, man. Gosh, dang it! I thought they had him too. So they're giving up points. Georgia's giving up points.
Yeah.
And of course, we got the big game this weekend, Texas, Georgia. So
that's a huge game. So rankings came out, and they only dropped Ohio State 2.
Yeah.
Which
they
kind of were. They shit on Georgia when Georgia lost to Bama. So they're saying that they perceive Oregon as the better team, which is understandable. And I'm guessing that, I don't know, Oregon struggled early.
Yeah.
A lot. Both those teams have zero defense. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, so I'm still not bought on the Oregon team yet. I mean, I know they beat Ohio State. Ohio State's the first game Ohio State actually played against anybody, though.
Oregon ain't played anyone either.
No, that's what I mean. So, who knows? That's probably given them a lot of confidence going in. So that's going to be a kind of a storyline to see as they go. I mean, it was a great game, a lot of lead changes, and it was a shit clock management at the end. Oh my God. Because I think Ohio State
really
honestly,
bad.
I think Ohio State could have won.
Yeah, that was horrible clock management.
It was
That's
bad.
like the 4th time this year we've seen that.
It was bad.
In like clutch situation, you saw Nico Iamaleavia or whatever, Tennessee.
Yeah.
He ran out of bounds with 0. That was horrible clock management. Yep. This game was horrible. Like there's like a problem. I wonder if it's like the headset communication shit.
I don't know. I mean, that shouldn't happen though.
Not at all.
I don't
you should be moving.
Maybe it's just young guys without the experience. I mean, that shouldn't. I mean, honestly they could have come back and won. So that was a good one. You mentioned Tennessee. They struggled too.
They did struggle. Yep.
Shit.
Yeah, they struggled. I'll tell you what, man. LSU looked pretty damn good.
I'm surprised they won, man. But I'm gonna say, I guess Ole Miss just isn't.
That's like Ole Miss MO. They lose one big game and they're done. They just start losing.
I never would have picked LSU over Ole Miss, to be honest with you.
No, not at all. Not at all. And that was like a have to win for both those coaches. That was like, hey man, this is it. And now what sucks is that we're gonna start hearing. And it's not Kiffin's fault, but we're going to start hearing, Kiffin going to Florida, Kiffin going to Florida, Kiffin going to Florida.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And, I mean, if I was Kiffin, I'd probably take that job too if I wanted a bigger job. But he makes a lot of money at Ole Miss, and they're okay with 1 or 2 losses. So, I mean.
He's got, they got 2 losses. That's not the end of the world, but they're not scoring like they were, at the beginning. Obviously, the competition's gotten better, so.
Yeah.
LSU, I will say LSU surprised me. I did not think they were going to win that game, but I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. They did good. How about, I'm trying to go, how about.
I got to go back to the Texas game real quick.
Let's go to the Texas game, baby.
I got to go to the Texas game. Quinn looked like shit the first quarter.
He did.
And he kind of shook off the rust and looked better. There's been like a running problem. I think we just established a number 1 running back with Trey Wisner. That dude got 119 yards.
Great. He did great.
He was bulldozing people. Thank God for Silas Bolden being heads up, because when Wisner fumbled that ball in the end zone, he got to it. Silas Bolden was fast as shit. He got to that ball from the 15-yard line.
That was pretty awesome.
Before anyone else got to it. That was crazy.
Texas, no, they were, and I'll say all is bad. I mean, Cures did not look great.
They didn't look.
He was still 20 of 29.
Did not play their best game.
No, which is nice to see, because I think he needed this game to get ready for next week.
That Texas defense. I mean, there's a big test next week. 7 touchdowns this whole year. 6-0.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. 6-0. Only 3 touchdowns have been scored on them this year.
They're stout.
They're very stout.
They're stout. I think they're gonna. Back on Georgia, he throws a lot of interceptions.
He throws a lot of interceptions.
And he throws the ball a lot, number 1, and he throws a lot of interceptions. He
does, but the Texas secondary is flying this year.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see how that one goes. Yeah. And their defense, I don't think Georgia's defense is what it used to be. I mean, if Mississippi State's putting up 31 on you,
right?
not that great.
So after the game. So before the game here, okay, here's the best part. Coaches being coaches, right? Venables before the game says, if we win, I'm going to have a corn dog. Sark walks into the post-game press conference, goes, got my corn dog, yo.
Oh, my God.
Right?
Good for him.
The Oklahoma, other than that, Texas was super respectful, talking about the game and stuff, and they really just focused on them, which is awesome. Then you go over and listen to the Oklahoma friggin' press conference, and Billy Bowman, who, by all accounts, is a very good defender. He is going to go really high in the draft. He's very good. He's friggin' said, we beat ourselves. Texas didn't beat us.
34-3?
Said it was our fault we lost, not Texas. Said Texas isn't that good. We lost the game.
34-3 no, you can't make that statement.
No, not at all. What a jackass.
Wow.
I was laughing, and then Venables is sitting right next to him doing that, shaking his head. Yep, we beat ourselves.
Whoa.
Not at all. Your offense was horrendous. There was like 8 sacks. The quarterback couldn't go anywhere. He was seeing ghosts the whole game. Texas was all over him.
Well, Texas scored 34 points on their vaunted defense.
Yes.
They're supposed to have a really good defense, and they scored 34. So
exactly. You had a running back over 100 yards.
Yeah, that's crap.
Quinn threw for 200. So that's some bullshit, man.
Yeah.
That actually irked me a bit, and I hope that Texas takes that and walks into that game next year with Arch Manning and mudholes those guys.
Oh,
49-0 again. Give us that one again.
I'd take it. Hey, I'd take it. Who else you want to talk about? What else you got here?
Is Penn State at 3 justified after that game?
I think they have to be until somebody beats them. They're undefeated in the Big Ten, and they're the big dog right now.
They're not. Oregon's the big dog right now.
Yeah, I think Penn State starts. Let me say this first. They played USC.
Mm-hmm.
USC is 3-3, 1-3 in the Big Ten. They're actually not a bad team. I don't really I'm surprised they're 3-3.
Here's my assessment of USC. They started out, they beat LSU beginning of the year, right? They looked really good. They have not gotten better. They've been the exact same team each week.
Yeah,
they haven't got any better.
I agree.
And every other team has gotten better through the year.
I think they're getting they're kind of learning that the Big Ten's a big
it's a friggin' grind,
big
man.
lines, and they're not West Coast. But I am surprised. Honestly, I'm surprised they're 3-3. I was not expecting that. So I think Penn State's valid where they're at. Somebody's got to beat you, knock you out of there. I mean they're undefeated. So I give it to them.
So they've got Wisconsin, who honestly figured out how to throw the ball last week. That's a scary game for Penn State coming off of SC. Then you go into Ohio State, then Washington. You don't have Oregon on the schedule. You have some games that could get you, though. Penn State notoriously struggles with friggin' Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
They end the season with Maryland. They have Minnesota. Please do not sleep on.
They can row that boat, baby.
On Fleck.
They row you.
Purdue. And it's
Purdue's
at Purdue.
Getting better.
Purdue is, look at their record against top 5 teams at home. They have knocked off, ask Ohio State. They've knocked off some big teams over the years.
They're getting better. They're definitely getting better.
And then Washington's kind of garbage. But
Ohio,
once they get past Ohio State, man,
you got to beat
that
Ohio
hype train
State.
is massive.
Yeah, you got to beat Ohio State, but then you got to keep it going. That's the thing with that schedule. You can't let down.
I would say that Penn State's defense is better than that Oregon defense.
I think so.
Last week didn't show it, but I think overall that Oregon defense is gettable. So Ohio State torched Oregon, right? Are they going to be able to do that against Penn State? That's going to be the question. And man, that game, it feels like whoever wins that game is playing Oregon. Because Oregon doesn't have much left on the schedule either, to be honest with you. They're going to kind of roll through this. They've got Illinois next, and then Michigan. And then after that stretch, they really don't have anybody else. They got Maryland, Wisconsin, Washington.
Yeah, Illinois, I mean, I know they're still only have one loss, but they're not, I don't think they're going to do it. Michigan, I think, is just not good this year.
Their defense is good.
Although it is a big rivalry. I mean, anything they play is a rival game.
No, I'm saying Oregon on Michigan.
Well, I mean,
those bigger teams, they step up for them for sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Sure. They're going to play better against those teams. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not going to write. It's going to be a tough second half, I think.
For sure. All right. This segues me into one conference that no one can figure out.
Who's that?
Big 12.
God, nobody wants to win that.
What is going on in the Big 12 right now? Iowa State, I'll tell you what, they look pretty damn good.
Iowa State could be the ones. They beat West Virginia, 28-16, which in West Virginia is not a bad team by any means. Iowa State could be the one. They could be the guy. I mean, I don't know who else is out there.
You got BYU. BYU's undefeated still.
BYU's undefeated.
Texas Tech is undefeated in conference.
I know they are. I haven't watched them this year, so I don't know if they're what they're like and who they lost. I can't remember who they lost to either. But, they don't feel like the team. It seems like it's going to be an Iowa State or maybe maybe BYU. I don't know. Shit.
BYU's playing great defense right now.
Could be Colorado, baby.
No, it won't. Not after that loss.
All right. That's just throwing
I think they have like a 4% chance.
Well, I think they still have to play. Yeah, they still have to play some of the other bigger teams too.
So I'm looking up Texas Tech right now and who they've played. They started with Alcorn State.
Okay.
So.
Oh, Richard.
Yeah. They did lose to Washington State.
Okay.
Then they had North Texas, Arizona State, Cincinnati, Arizona. They haven't played much. On the schedule still, Iowa State is the only ranked team on the schedule still. They have Baylor, TCU, Iowa State, Colorado, Oak State, West Virginia. That is very, very, very much gettable.
Definitely gettable. And then and some of the teams I thought UCF was going to have a good year. They're kind
fell
of
off, yeah.
themselves. They got beat by Cincinnati. I don't think there's anybody left. Arizona, I thought was going to do better, and they
look like turds.
Smoked by BYU.
Talking about getting crushed. How about old Utah?
Okay, friggin' Utah. Did you see the friggin' guys out again?
Yep, rising.
Can he please just stop playing?
Medical red shirt, my friend.
No.
He's going to be back next year.
Can he quit? Why?
Because
is he coming back?
Him. He's not going to. What is he going to? With the injury history, is anyone in the NFL going to take a shot on him?
Of course not.
Okay.
Who knows what he's
then come back and get your money. They're paying him.
No, I understand that, but why at Utah you're going to keep playing with the dude? I mean,
I wouldn't, honestly, but he's an established veteran, and behind him is not that good.
Well, you got Wilson. They got the one of the Wilson brothers.
Yep. Yes, Wilson number 2.
But I mean, Rising now, he's got a lower leg injury. He had a hand injury. Come on, dude, stop. Just stop.
It's almost time to just hang him up. How many classes per term do you think he's taking at this point?
God, I don't know. He's like a friggin' doctor or something. He's getting his doctorate there. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Ridiculous, man. Yeah. Ridiculous.
So that is the one conference I'm like, man, I think we can say ACC is coming down to either Clemson or Miami.
And Clemson's on the upswing.
They are.
Miami doesn't look as good as they did.
Miami, man, they're finding ways to win. So you can't knock them for that. But there's some shakiness to that team that makes you pretty nervous.
I agree. So here, two teams that I'm hoping go. Army and friggin' Navy.
How awesome is that? There's a scenario out there where Boise State loses one more. Army and Navy are the two highest ranked group of 5 teams. They're both in the American Athletic, right? So they play each other for the conference game. Say Army wins.
Mm-hmm.
The next week they have to play each other for the Army Navy game in Annapolis. What if Navy wins? What does the committee do? They said they're going to lean on conference champion, right? You would think, because that's what's in their they wrote.
Yeah.
How shitty would you feel as Navy if that's the case?
Well, it would, but I think of the two, I think Army is the stronger team.
Army is the stronger team.
I mean, who can you believe we're even saying this?
Army is good.
Awesome. Oh, they are rolling people, man.
Yeah,
they got 196 points for. 52 against. They're
playing really well.
So I mean, I'm shit. I might get an Army hat or something. Freaking Army. I'm an Army guy. I'm going Army over Navy, but I think I'm happy both teams are in there.
Oh, for sure. It's really cool to see both them. I don't know if Boise State loses another game, though. To be honest with
They
you,
probably don't. I don't think they play anybody, do they anymore?
They played Oregon. I mean, they have a good resume.
But I mean, who else are they playing?
So left on their schedule. Let's see. This past week they played Hawaii, which they had to go to Hawaii. That's I'll tell you what. That's a long flight.
They suck over there.
They do suck. Ashton Genty keeps getting 200 yards a game. It don't matter. UNLV is on their schedule. That's their next game. That's a big game for them. UNLV is pretty damn good this year.
That'll be a good game.
San Diego State is not bad. Then they have Nevada, San Jose State, Wyoming, who's kind of trash this year, and Oregon State, who's not very good this year.
Oregon State's 4-2. I mean, so there's some possibilities there, I guess.
There's spots for them to lose the game. I just don't. If they keep feeding Genty the ball, they're not going to lose. He's so friggin' good.
Well, I agree. I think it's going to be tough to beat him. But I sure hope Army or Navy makes it. Be awesome. Love to see it.
One of the coolest stats I saw. Yeah, it would be cool to see one of those. But one of the coolest stats I saw before the games this weekend was the rushing leaders in the nation. And number one is Ashton Genty, of course. Like, he's over 1,000 yards, 200 yards. Number two was, I think, the guy at Iowa, or it was DJ Giddings, one of those two. The number three leading rusher, if he was put on the list, is Ashton Genty after contact.
Oh, my God. That's funny.
He has the third most yards in the nation.
I mean, he's finally getting some recognition, I think.
He should. He should be the Heisman frontrunner.
I think he should.
It doesn't matter who you play if you're putting up 200 yards.
They like to go with the QBs, but I think the QBs are kind of off and on every week.
Well, the big QB was back, right?
Yeah.
He kind of looked, and then Ewers has been hurt. So now, if Ewers goes out and torches Georgia, the whole conversation changes. Cam Ward keeps winning. The whole conversation changes. I don't think Cam Ward's that good.
I don't think Cam Ward's
he's good. No, he's not what... Okay, I say not good, but he is very good. He's a very good football player. He is not what everybody had made him out to be preseason.
I agree with you. And Beck over at Georgia, he throws a lot of friggin' interceptions, though, man. And so he's not like running away with anything either.
And a lot of his yards are also short passing to the outside wide receiver screens that just take off because they have athletes.
Yeah.
They have some dogs on the outside there. So that is it is interesting to kind of see what'll happen. What happens if Georgia beats Texas?
I don't depending on the score of the game, I think Texas drops a bit. If that's going to be a close game, there's just no way either team's going to blow anybody out.
No.
It'll be a close game, and I don't think it's going to move them. I mean, if Texas loses, they'll obviously won't be number one. They'll probably drop down to 3 or 4. Georgia probably moves up. It's not going to do much. Do you jump Oregon with Georgia in that game? Case? I wouldn't. No, I don't think so. I don't think Texas. Honestly, watching Texas, and I know we're homers about it, but it feels like the most complete team in the nation. No, I honestly don't. I think they're definitely going to win. But you got to do it on the field. But they seem to have it this year. There's not one weak point. There's not anywhere where you're like, man, that's where I would attack on that defense, because their defense is tough. They're giving up 100 yards a game in rushing, which is whatever. A lot of that was garbage time later in games, and they still didn't score. Yeah. They have a really stout defensive line, which was the concern. The secondary is unbelievable this year. They're flying, hitting the shit out of people. Good. So what do you think? Give me a score. Georgia, Texas. Oh man, that's tough. That's a tough. I think Georgia's been giving up points. They have. Say 31-28, Texas? Yeah, I like that. I was going to go 34-28. I think that's about right. I see 31-28. I think Georgia keeps it close, man. They're going to score. I think the biggest factor is that Texas has a home game. This one's here. Yeah. And that's huge. That's huge. Also, I mean, F1's going on, so like the Georgia fans are going to be paying a ton of money to get to the game. So how many of them are actually coming? Could be a lot. Could be none. Who knows? But
I know the Texas fans will get up for it. Also, they made it a 6:30 game, so there's going to be a lot of drunk college kids screaming at that one.
It's going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to it. We'll be here watching.
Absolutely.
Watch party. So at Southeast Conference, A&M is still 3-0 in the Southeast Conference.
They might be the scariest team left on the schedule for Texas.
I'm telling you,
they keep winning. They keep winning.
Now I don't know let's look and see who they play, because I wonder. Okay, they have Mississippi State. They still play LSU.
It's a big game.
South Carolina.
Big game.
New Mexico State.
Not a big game.
Auburn.
Not a big game.
And then Texas. So they have a potential.
But Texas is at.
Yeah.
So if A&M wins out and plays Texas, goes to the Texas game and loses, they'd have 2 losses, right? That would give Georgia 2 losses if Texas beats them. Alabama still only has that 1. So we'd see what? The winner of Alabama-Tennessee is the one playing Texas in the SEC championship game?
Geez, I don't know. It'd be interesting. Tennessee is definitely not the team they were. They got to get some stuff fixed.
They're another one of those teams that feel like they're just not getting better each week. They are very good, and they've been very good since day one, but they haven't gotten better.
Yeah, they're a little scary. So I think A&M has a potential. I mean, LSU definitely can beat them. South Carolina definitely can beat them. So they have there's a couple of teams there that they could come in with 2 losses.
Who do you think? Okay, so of the remaining schedule for Texas, so they go Georgia, Vanderbilt at Vanderbilt, which is actually turning into a bigger game than everybody thought. Florida, then at Arkansas, big game.
Arkansas is gonna be a tough one.
Home against Kentucky, big game, and then Texas A&M. Their schedule that looked kind of soft at the beginning of the year is looking a lot harder now.
Honestly, though, I think
does Texas roll?
I think after Georgia, I think they take care of Vandy. I think they take care of Florida, honestly, and pretty.
They might not have a coach by that point. Florida.
I mean, Arkansas. I don't see Arkansas beating them just because of the Texas defense, and Kentucky the same way. I think they'll be good games. And I don't see A&M. I think if they can beat Georgia, I think they're rolling. It's the big test, I think, this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my. I mean, these other teams are good and they have potential, but the problem is Texas. If Texas didn't have they had an iffy defense and you had to outscore them, I would probably be different. But Texas defense is going to shut down these guys. I just don't see. I don't see those teams doing much. I mean, Kentucky maybe scores a little bit of points, but Arkansas's offense isn't great. Florida's offense isn't great. The Vanderbilt, they got a quarterback who runs. He's going to get friggin' pummeled. I mean, now everybody knows about him. He's not a surprise anymore.
Right, but we said that, and they just walked out and beat Kentucky.
I mean, yeah.
At Kentucky, you know what I mean? So, I mean, there's definitely...
Yeah.
This is probably 15 years of, bad Texas in me that I'm like, man, this game's going to be tough. This game's going to be tough. Texas looks very good.
We thought that about even Oklahoma, because Oklahoma had a good defense, and they rolled Oklahoma. I mean, honestly, that game was not even close. I mean, it could have been a lot worse than what it was. Let me put it that way.
Absolutely. Texas should have had 41, 45.
We missed a field goal, and then they had some late drives where they just kicked field goals. And
yeah.
I mean, it honestly could have been a lot worse than what it was.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be interesting down the stretch here, back half of the season. We're going to start seeing those cold football games, which is fun.
I like that.
I'm excited for that.
We won't see them here in Texas, but
it'll be January when we see those. Hopefully Texas still playing
when he plays somebody else. All right, what else? You got anything else on the college front?
I'm just really excited to see the rest of a huge game this week. I mean, that Georgia game is massive. You could essentially knock Georgia out of the picture at that point if Texas wins.
I think so. I think so.
I mean, if the chips fall correctly, Georgia could be out of the conference game. And what do you do with them? Are they going to be one of the bubble teams where you have to argue, okay, do we put Georgia in or do we put this team in? You know what I mean?
They lose a couple and then they'll still have I think they're going to start dropping down if they lose again. Two's a lot. And they don't look like as strong as they used to.
They don't. They don't.
I would go that. One game I'm looking forward to down the line, Notre Dame's been kind of rolling, but Notre Dame plays Army.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be nice.
I think they have Navy too, don't they?
They do. They play Navy. Well, I don't know if Notre Dame. I mean, Army play. They definitely play Army. That's going to be freaking kind of cool.
Notre Dame's schedule is light.
Well, you say that, but some of these teams are freaking coming back, man.
I know, but those are group of 5 teams you're talking about. I mean, like Louisville, they beat Louisville. But Louisville's turning out to be not as good as we thought, right?
No, Louisville's not that good.
So who else? They beat A&M. That's the big one right now, but that was week 1, right?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Okay, so Notre Dame loses another game.
Well, they're done if they lose another game. They're just not, I like Notre Dame, but they're just never really strong enough to, Notre Dame they got Georgia Tech, Navy. They do play Navy in 2 weeks. Florida State. Sorry, Boomer.
God,
they blow.
They're terrible.
Virginia's not horrible. And Army and USC. So I'm going to tell you, Notre Dame doesn't have that light of a schedule at this point.
Yeah, we have two more weeks before we start to see the committee rankings. I'm really, if status quo holds, I'm really interested to see what the committee does, because it turns into us not focusing necessarily on 5 through 7, trying to make that 4th spot. We're going to start focusing on like teams limping in, or that 12th spot, who's going to get it. At this point, it's either Boise State, Army, or Navy that's going to get that spot, that group of 5 spot.
Yep.
I don't see anyone else really rising up unless those teams collapse.
Well, you got Liberty out there, baby.
The Flames. What are they? Are they undefeated?
5-0. Their schedule is not anywhere near the other guys. They got Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State, Middle Tennessee, Massachusetts, Western Kentucky, and Sam Houston.
Yeah,
they can win out. I'm going to tell you, they can win out, and they ain't going anywhere. I just don't see it.
If these other teams lose, they will.
That's a weak schedule.
I know, but then you get put in against a juggernaut and get destroyed.
I can't watch the Liberty Flames get in anywhere.
I'll be honest with you. Part of me wanted, and this sounds stupid, but part of me wanted Colorado to keep winning and be the Big 12, one of the Big 12 representatives, and then get absolutely annihilated by one of these bigger teams.
I can't take that. Freaking Dion, he would be
right.
on.
It'd be 12 weeks of the sideshow.
God, man. He's already on TV as a friggin' duck, as a fucking whatever.
As a bird.
Bird. What the hell, man? I can't take. He's in a friggin' every commercial they show. I'm done with him.
I'll give him credit. He called out his son.
Yeah, he told me
him that credit.
I did not see that.
He called out Shiloh. He said he played awful.
That's unusual for him.
I didn't think that would come.
That is unusual for him.
So I'll tell you what, that was like throwing a speck of good on a pile of turds. But
that is unusual. He does not criticize this, which, honestly, as a dad, I probably wouldn't either. But I'm surprised. But Shiloh had his friggin' took a turd in his pants when that guy put a juke move
DJ
on him.
Giddings so people are saying his soul was snatched. Somebody said somebody needs to call the Sanders brothers and see if they still have ankles.
I hate to be that way against college kids, but they're so friggin' cocky.
It is. It's too much.
It's
too much. The sideshow around it. If there was not the sideshow around it, I'd probably be like, awesome, dude.
It's all right, man.
Even if
enjoy it.
Might they? Even if Dion was an ass in the whatever. Like interviews and stuff, whatever. Because their coaches there are like that, and we're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's all the shit around it, all the celebrities saying shit, all these people talking shit.
That I don't like. And I will say, Dion has kind of toned it down this year when the season started. He's not quite as bad. Last year, he was totally obnoxious.
Yes.
He's kind of toned it a bit down. And on the sidelines, he's not an asshole. I'll give him that. He's just the whole thing, though.
It's everything around it.
The circus is
it's everything
what
around
me
it.
Off.
Yes.
And his kids are friggin' annoying as shit. And
Very
he's got,
much so.
and I'm not just going to say his two. There's other players on
the whole team.
Yeah. They're all the same way. And it's like, come on with that crap, dude. But when he was a player, he was like that. What's he going to do? You can't tell him not to. That's what he did.
So I liked Avery Johnson doing the Dion celebration on that touchdown.
Yeah, oh, God.
All right, we got to get to the NFL here.
All aboard! Heading on to the NFL island. Let's go, Kilk!
Why did you scream?
Jump on board!
Why did you scream like that? You're going to scare the dogs are going to start barking downstairs.
We're chugging along down to the NFL island.
I know. I'm trying to get my voices going, so I'm trying to get through this.
Let's do it
before I lose it.
Let's go to the NFL.
Before we because we record on Mondays. Everybody, a little look behind the scenes here. Game tonight. Who needs this win more?
The Bills need more.
You think the Bills need more than the Jets?
The Jets are shit. But if the Bills lose and go 3-3, that's not a good look.
But they're in the weakest division.
They're not going to not make the playoffs. They're going to still win the division. But the Jets aren't beating the friggin' Bills. Come on, let's be honest. They fired the coach after the friggin' London debacle. Actually, he's been a debacle the whole time, and they're not beating them. I just don't see it. I'm a Jets guy.
I know, but you kind of follow the Vegas trends when they set the betting lines, right? Because they always know something.
What are they thinking?
What do you think the spread is?
I'm looking at 1.5.
It's 1. It's down to 1.
Down to 1. Over under 41.
Buffalo -1.
Unless Buffalo's scoring 35 of those 41, I'm not sure where they're getting the 41 points. I mean, I'd like to see the Jets win because you're right. It's not going to bother Buffalo. They're still going to win the division. But let me put it this way. Josh Allen sucked last week.
Really bad last week.
And the Jets do have a good defense, so I guess it is conceivable.
I think is Sauce Gardner back? He was hurt last week.
I don't know if he's back or not. But they have a great defense. But Aaron Rodgers friggin' blew last week. He threw interceptions, and now I don't think he's going to do that twice in a row. But their offense just doesn't move the ball, man.
They don't. And Aaron Rodgers, it's starting to wear thin. You can tell it's wearing thin on his teammates, definitely on the media, but for sure on like the fans. The fans are starting to get fed up.
Oh, yeah. It's no more like he's our savior. They kind of
like,
this
what
guy.
the fuck is going on?
So they fired the head coach. They demoted the offensive coordinator. So tonight's a whole new group. So I guess we'll see. We'll see how that works out.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. I feel like the Jets need it more because I think Buffalo's going to roll. Once Buffalo, honestly, they're going to pick up a wide receiver in the trade market. That's all. That's the one piece that's missing for Buffalo right now.
They do need a receiver.
The minute they get a number one wide receiver, and there's talk about it being Devontae Adams, they're going to roll.
Yeah,
they're going to turn into a very good team.
I don't disagree with you there. Well, let's go through the games real quick.
Okay.
So, Dallas and Detroit. Holy shit.
Dallas
looked bad, dude.
Awful. You just paid. How much money did they just pay Zach Martin? I saw him sitting on the ground so many times that game.
I got to tell you.
He got run over.
They scored 3 field goals. That is like unbelievable. And Detroit just rolled them on offense. God dang, man.
That play action, that Detroit play action, because their running backs are so good.
They have good runners.
Unbelievable. When the running game's going, Jared Goff is going to torch you over the top because you see it. You see it play by play. You're starting to see the safety come down, and then they take that shot. It's really cool how they've set that team up.
It's a great team. Now, they lost Hutch.
They did lose Hutch. Man, did you see the video?
Ugh.
He kicked himself in the knee.
Yeah, he's done for the year.
Oh, God, yeah. That was a tib-fib is what they're saying.
Yeah. But they're a good, man. Their offense is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
They have the runners. They've got the receivers. And Goff is
their offensive line is really good.
So Goff got paid, and he's actually worth it.
He is worth it.
Dak got paid, and I don't know what the hell is going on with him.
He looks like a lost child out there.
I was never like a not fan of his. I think
I
he's
like
a good
Dak.
guy.
I thought he was one of the top 5 quarterbacks for sure. He just didn't have a ton of support.
He takes so much shit on the sidelines.
He constantly takes shit on the sidelines.
I think it's just like it's wearing on him, man. I think it's just
wear on
like
you?
His confidence level's probably down.
Remember, Dallas was good with Romo as well, and the same shit happened with him. Where it's a good quarterback, and you look back on Romo's career and his numbers, holy shit, he was amazing.
Great quarterback, yeah.
Couldn't win on the playoffs.
And then there's
something on the side. There is. You're right. There's something on the sidelines where there's there's talk happening that's like discouraging. There's nothing to help.
It's just constant. If you look on the sidelines, there's constantly people in his friggin' face. It's like, God, leave the friggin' guy alone, man.
Here's what I'm going to say. Here's the real problem with that offense, and it's not CeeDee Lamb. It's not the wide receiver. It's not Dak. It's the fucking running game is so
they're horrible.
Atrocious.
And you know what? They didn't sign a runner.
No, they didn't. They had the chance. They had the chance to get Derrick Henry.
Oh my God, the moose of all mooses.
Could you imagine Derrick Henry on that team?
No, because we'll get to him, but he's the reason the other team's winning. He's the reason Baltimore is winning.
Right. But why would you not?
He said he couldn't pay him. He didn't have enough money.
$3 million a year.
I know. Jerry Jones is an ass, man.
I bet one of those players would take a $3 million a year hit.
If he can't,
to get Derrick Henry there,
Derrick Henry walks into the room and you look at him and you go, "How are you not fucking signing this guy? Look at that monstrous dude! Holy shit! Well, how much would you like, sir?"
Yes, he's a machine, man.
I mean, he's gigantic and he runs like a friggin' deer. So I don't know, man.
And he takes care of himself. There's like numbers out there, you don't know, but it's something around like $250,000 a year he's spending just to upkeep his body.
Yeah, he does that.
He does it.
You know what? And I love him because he scores a touchdown, he hands the ball to the guy and goes back. It's not like it's like a new thing. I've done this 100 times. So
it's all the same. You can tell, not Saban defenders, those are some cocky assholes, but Saban like running backs and Saban offensive players, they all do that. They all just kind of.
Because it shouldn't be a surprise you just scored a friggin' touchdown, assholes. Yeah. Anyway, so Dallas got rolled. San Francisco, Seattle was okay.
Geno
didn't look
dud.
good, man. Geno's not.
That was a bad game for him.
He did not.
He is a good quarterback.
He is a good quarterback. They did not play well, and San Francisco. I'm not a believer on San Francisco at this point yet.
They just need to get healthy. And Ayuk is kind of, what the fuck is Ayuk doing?
I don't know.
Like, there's some behind the scenes problems, I think there.
Oh, absolutely.
There's some like locker room issues. Because Ayuk looks like he pulled all this shit in the offseason, they still brought him back.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I don't know why they
ship him off.
I don't know why they do that stuff. And then these guys don't perform when they bring them back and they're freaking disgruntled.
Yeah,
anyway.
I don't care
why
if you're
bother?
Randy Moss. You're going to ruin the team.
I know. And San Francisco does not look like the same team. I know they won. They beat Seattle, and I know they won a couple, but
there is time for them to turn it around, though.
Yeah, but they just don't look like a strong team.
They don't.
They're going to win and stuff.
Seattle looks like the strongest team there. I understand that was but one game. Let's see if it happens. Just like we said with the 49ers at the beginning of the year, it was one game, but we're seeing now like 5 games in. No, it wasn't just one game.
Yeah.
They're kind of just struggling. Let's see next week for Seattle. If Seattle can't win again, there's some bigger problems. There might be some conversation there, but
there shouldn't be.
There shouldn't be at all.
He is a good quarterback.
He is, but they have the potential to win that division. Very much so. It's not as strong as we thought it was going to be at the beginning of the year.
Then we go, hey, let's go over to governor. Let's hello, governor. We're going to London. Over to Jacksonville, Chicago.
Jacksonville's so bad.
They really are.
Jacksonville's so bad.
They're really bad, man. And Caleb Williams, I'm going to give him credit. He made some good throws. He's definitely done.
He's getting better.
Jacksonville blows though, man. God dang, they're horrible.
Caleb Williams got quieter, and now he's getting better because he's got quieter.
Well, he's played some shit teams, but
the bullshit around him.
He does look better. Jacksonville's they're horrendous, man.
There's an identity crisis in Jacksonville. It's bad.
I think
why is Peterson still there?
It's got to be. And he said after the game, he talked to the owner, and he's good. But okay, maybe. So Jacksonville plays New England over. Do they just? I got to ask you. They're in London. Do they stay in London?
Okay, so their owner is.
No, I know, London, but they're playing again.
Yeah, they
just stay there. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they wouldn't fly back.
Why would you?
Well, no, just asking.
Why would you do that? That's dumb.
I'd jump on the old pontoon boat.
I thought you were logistics. I thought you were a logistics guy.
You get on the pontoon boat, you come back, and then you sail back over.
You never know where the pontoon's going to take you.
The wind's sailing. They're bad.
Cute Costas over here does not like that.
All right. Jacksonville's bad.
Bad.
And Chicago is okay. I'm going to say okay.
Now that Keenan Allen is playing a lot better now.
Yeah.
He's playing a lot better now.
So we'll keep an eye on them. And then we got Okay, my biggest disappointing team
Cardinals,
is
man.
Cardinals. Freaking Cardinals.
They started off so hot.
I mean, they were out of the game early, scored a whopping 13 points. Kyler Murray can play. I don't know what the hell is going on. They got a good runner. I don't know what the hell is going on with them. Maybe it's defense. Got to be something.
It's just, I don't know, man. They're just...
Every year they suck.
They're a little plain.
How can you suck every year?
Well,
literally every year.
Well.
I mean, that's, and Green Bay's looking great.
Green Bay's looking very good.
Yeah, so I think,
very good.
They're contenders.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, the next game after that, I mean, there's not much to say on that game because they're just like...
Yeah, it was just ridiculous.
It feels like the same old Cardinals now.
Yep. Agree.
New England and
Houston.
Now, blowout, 41-21. But Drake May actually look good.
Look good. He looks like a quarterback out there. He
looked a lot better than Jacoby Brissett has.
He did. I think he's going to be okay.
The one interception was that was a bad throw. But he does look, they need to lean on him.
I think he needs to. I think it's his era now.
It needs to be because Jacoby Brissett, you know what you get with him.
Yeah,
he's going to throw over 150 yards, probably a pick, 1 to 2 touchdowns. Yeah. You know that. So defenses know that. Give the kid a shot.
I think he's in. I think he's got the job now, and not that I'm a New England fan by any means, but I'd like to see him do well.
Yes,
and Houston is just Houston's good.
Houston's very good.
I mean, they're really good. And CJ Stroud,
and they're hitting their stride. They struggled earlier.
He hasn't fallen off though anymore. He
hasn't. No sophomore slump too much.
No.
The beginning of the season there was.
He was a little bit.
But they figured something out, and Joe Mixon is running the shit out of the ball.
Yeah, the Mixonator is nice.
Yes, that was a great addition.
I know.
Also another guy that Dallas could have.
Oh, yeah. Freaking Dallas.
Good
thing we're not Dallas fans. God, I'd be losing my mind.
Is what's worse, a Dallas fan or a Jags fan?
Dallas.
You're right, because Jags fans, we're just used to losing.
Dallas just spent $8 billion.
That's true.
They should be winning. All right, who you got next?
Houston's so goddamn good. It's hard.
They are good.
So good.
How about Indy, Tennessee? 2 shit teams.
Yes.
They're not even fun to watch.
They're not fun to watch. I mean, Indy's hard to watch, man.
Indy's hard to watch, and friggin' Will
The ageless wonder, though. The ageless wonder, Joe Flacco.
He's doing good.
He is doing good.
And they won. They beat Tennessee 2017.
But, man, it's hard to watch that team.
They're not going anywhere.
Hell no. Neither of those teams
Tennessee's just Levis isn't the answer there. I don't think.
No, not at all.
I think he's not going to do it. So that, I don't even have much to say. I flipped that game on a few times and I was like, oh, God, what the hell am I watching? Moving on.
Right.
Who cares?
Yes.
But the one game I did enjoy, old Bake.
I know.
Shake and bake down there.
4 tutties.
He threw some interceptions.
I think he had 3 interceptions and 4 touchdowns.
He does not give a shit, though.
He's a gunslinger.
He does not care. And then I looked up, next time I looked up, they had friggin' 51 points. I was like, holy crap.
I know. They took off. That was
really nice. And the old rattlesnake down in New Orleans didn't do bad for his first game.
No, I think depending on where they're because they're 2-4. It's pretty hard, man. Is Carr really the answer there?
Nah, I mean, Carr's a good quarterback, but they keep bouncing him everywhere he's been. He's okay. He's definitely way better than anybody Las Vegas has.
Yes.
Holy shit! I never would have got rid of him for those dudes.
That's a problem in Vegas. There's a problem there.
He is a good quarterback, but if Rattler plays a few, it'd be kind of nice to see Rattler play a few and then Carr come back in just so Rattler can get some experience. But he looked okay. He looked like a pro guy.
I mean, I would almost definitely need to give Rattler reps.
I think he's in.
He's a freshman. Freshman. Oh, my God. A rookie.
He's a freshman.
Oh, good.
He's a fresh.
Lose my voice, okay?
Fresh.
So I just don't. I would give him more work, honestly.
That's what I mean.
Get him ready for next year.
I don't know how long Carr's out, but if he's out a couple games, man, it's not a bad thing. And Carr comes back. But
yeah.
I like what I saw there. I didn't have any issues with him.
Next game was a poop game.
Which one's that?
Eagles and Browns.
And the Cleveland Massagers.
The Massagers, I'm sorry.
Massagers.
I think that might have been the first time I called them the Browns on this podcast.
Oh, God. No, they're the Massagers, and they got the main massager.
Hey, here you go. Coach comes out. Watson gives us the best chance to win.
Yeah, it's such bullshit. It's such bullshit. You know what? Know what you're saying? Please fire me because I can't deal with these guys anymore because that's the only reason you would keep. He's got to be getting told to keep him there.
Has to. They're paying him way too. Well, they're paying him so much money. They have to start him.
He's horrible, dude.
He's bad.
He got sacked on a friggin' screenplay.
Yep.
Holy shit. How does that happen?
You're the Browns.
God dang. They're bad. And you know what? Philly's friggin' horrible.
Not good.
They're
Sorry,
bad.
Boomer.
Yeah, they're not, which I'm happy because I hate that coach too. But
I'll tell you what. The Eagles would maybe be the best team in the friggin' NFL if they had a different coach.
They might be because they have a lot of talent.
That coach is a problem.
Something else is going on there. They should not be. This should not be the way they play. They were getting.
Why don't they give Saquon the ball more?
I think it's a coaching issue. They have good players.
They have really good players.
But God, I was watching the massager was throwing the ball, and he was actually towards the end. In the first half, he had like friggin' 40 yards or something.
He was not good.
And I'm looking, it's like, what? And then he puts okay, I really don't like him. And then he puts the friggin' thing over his head, the towel. It's like the massage towel over the head.
The massage towel.
It's like, come on, dude. He could care less. I'm sorry.
That's not where you put the massage towel there, Deshaun. It's not over your face.
He was thinking about later.
What did you call it earlier? You were saying your donger or something like that.
Doinker.
Just doinker.
It's a doinker towel.
It's a doinker towel.
He puts it over his head. Got the doinker towel on the head. It's like, come on, dude. What would old Dabo think of him now?
Oh, probably still loves him.
He probably. Anyway, both those teams actually suck.
The Browns are just so bad. There's some players like David Njoku. I feel so bad for Njoku. He's a great tight end. He has nothing to work with. Amari Cooper is bad.
I saw something where they think Amari Cooper's going to get traded.
They should. He's not good.
Something going on there too.
Maybe he just needs a new new spot.
He's not a bad receiver, but he drops a lot of balls. Man,
he has not been good.
I mean, I don't know.
And then Chubb's supposed to get back soon.
God, he's been out like 2 years.
Yeah, well, because he broke his leg in like 18 places. So how good is he going to be?
The Chubbler.
Really?
The Chubbler.
The Chubbler and the Doinker. God.
What a team.
The massaging duo.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Chubb. I know you're not part of that.
No, he's definitely not. He's a good dude.
He is a good dude. All right. I think the biggest game of this weekend is the next one we'll talk about.
What's that?
Ravens Commanders.
That was a great game.
Jane Daniels toe-to-toe with Lamar Jackson.
That was actually a really good game, and I think both those teams are in the playoffs.
Absolutely. You look at that, and a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, he lost. But he went toe-to-toe with a two-time MVP.
That was a good game, and I'll tell you, the Washington defense is better.
Good.
The team as a whole is better, and I like them, man. I'm rooting for them. I like that. And even though they're in the same division as the Giants, I think the Giants are pretty much pooped. So I'm a Washington guy now.
I will say, difference maker in that game. It wasn't Lamar. It wasn't Jaden Daniels. It was Derrick Henry.
Freaking Derrick Henry.
He was Derrick Henry.
Okay, let me ask you this.
They leaned on him.
So here's the weird thing. Is there some situations when I'm watching them and they just need like 3 yards and I see him come out and I'm like, why in the world would you not just give him the ball 100 times?
Well, wear and tear. But
God, I know, but he's a guarantee 5 yards a friggin' carry.
He is.
I think he's accurate in like 6.5. He's unbelievable.
He had 132 on 24 carries with 2 touchdowns. He is unbelievable.
He is by far the best, but not even close. He's the best running back.
Oh, 100%.
God, 100%. He is impressive, man.
Him and Joe Mixon kind of elevated themselves above everyone else at the moment.
Baltimore without him are not in the same position.
They're not. No,
he is actually winning because
they lose that game this weekend.
It's not Lamar. I know Lamar's got some fancy stats and stuff, but he's not playing that great. To be perfectly honest with you,
he had almost 350 yards.
But I watched the game and it didn't seem like it.
It never seems like it with Lamar, though. He is very fluid when he moves. His pocket movement has developed so much, he's
good.
He has 2 MVPs. He's very good.
He's okay. He's my fantasy football guy, but I don't like him.
He's very good.
I don't like him.
Derrick Henry is
Derrick Henry's
superhuman.
A monster,
That's
man.
a mutant.
I like him.
I do too, man. He runs hard as shit, and it's fun to watch. And I agree with you. He doesn't do the fancy
He doesn't
stuff.
do any of that shit. He scores, drops the ball.
No,
Yeah.
you hate Otani now because you saw one bat flip. I hated it.
Flipper, bastard.
My God.
Friggin' anti-Otani.
But that game was crazy. Good to see Mark Andrews get on the old touchdown list. Got one this weekend.
Yep. That's gonna be good. That's
that yeah.
they're good games.
That was a huge test for Washington, and I think
they did.
They
good.
lost, but they passed.
I think
that team is very good.
I think they got like Dallas coming up, and so it's gonna be good to see them play the Eagles and Dallas and see how they do.
in conference, right?
Yep.
Next up, they have Carolina, so that's a warm up game before they go to the Bears. They got the Bears.
Beat up the Bears.
Then you go Steelers, which.
Yeah, I'm not bought in on Steelers.
I don't know, man. I think Fields is the answer.
Hey, I think he is. I'm not bought on him, man.
Why?
They just don't seem like it. I mean, they scored some points towards the end of the game, but everything's close.
It is. I don't
think they can defend against Washington.
It feels like a classic Steelers team with a very good defense, and they run the shit out of the ball.
Yeah.
And they play
well,
very
they did
physical.
This time. I friggin' sat Najee Harris on the bench on my fantasy team. Bastard scores a bunch of friggin' points.
The Raiders are a problem. There's something that's not a good situation.
Raiders, yeah.
News comes out this week. They're considering keeping Devontae Adams.
I think they need to get rid of the coach.
Why do you keep Devontae Adams?
He doesn't want to be there.
No. And him and the coach, the coach 100% said he's not going to play anymore.
I don't know why. And if you're Devontae Adams and those are your two quarterbacks, Aiden O'Connell and
I'll sit the rest. Fine, keep paying me. I'll sit the rest of the season.
I mean, and that's a bad situation. The whole, you know what? It's a classic Raider situation. They always have turmoil. Always.
I saw it. So they're asking for a shit ton for Devontae Adams. They're asking for at least a 2. He's 31.
You know, I don't know if they get that, but they got to fix whatever's wrong. They got internal issues, man.
They do.
They don't have any cohesiveness.
No, not at all.
Did you see the freaking Crosby comes out and pushes the coach, and he said, "No, it was just a no, that was a freaking push, dude.
He pushed him.
That wasn't like a nudge. That was a push."
I've heard rumblings of a package deal sending Crosby and Devontae Adams to the team in Buffalo for a lot.
Good Lord, Crosby's a man. He's a
Could
monster.
you imagine
he's
him
a friggin' monster
on a
man.
contender?
No, because he's really
Tell you
good.
who needs an edge rusher now.
Yeah, Detroit.
The Lions.
So you know those phones are ringing.
Yo, God, yeah.
And I think Garrett Miles probably should be in that.
Miles Garrett?
Or Miles Garrett, I'm sorry. He should be in that conversation too because Cleveland ain't going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere.
So they might as well get something for him because he's actually good too.
He's very good.
Garrett Miles. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. That was weird that you said that.
And my pontoon got in there.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. Calm down there, massager.
How about my LA Chargers? They look pretty good.
Looked all right.
Pretty good.
J.K. Dobbins still doing it, man. He's doing well.
I like the Chargers, man. I think
Harbaugh was sick, ran off the field, had to go take care of some sickness stuff, ran back out.
Some heart thing.
I'm not feeling too good. That's scary.
I think it's like a known issue. He had to go in the tent, and then he came back.
Yes, he went in the blue tent.
The Chargers are, you know what? They got a decent record, and they're looking better. I think they're starting to kind of click a little bit, so I'm all aboard. All aboard!
I get it, but nobody's catching Kansas City.
Okay, jeez. Get a wild card out of that bastard.
You could absolutely get a wild card out of it.
Nobody's catching Kansas City.
Nobody's not in that division.
I agree.
The Raiders are hot garbage. Broncos, nah.
Broncos aren't going anywhere. They're a 500 team probably. But, it's not bad. They're not bad.
LA Chargers might be the second best team in that division.
They could. I think so. They actually look all right. I like it.
So.
I like it. How about your Atlanta Falcons? Carolina.
They struggled.
They did. I know it was 38-20, but it wasn't actually that.
They struggled for a bit. Bijan kind of started. He strapped up and put the team on his back a little bit. Got his 2 touchdowns. Bijan's animal. The fact they don't give him the ball as much as my God, he should have 20 to 25 touches a game.
Absolutely. You remember in the old days, the runners, they said they couldn't even get into a rhythm unless they had like 20, 25.
Yeah, it's not those days anymore.
I know, but I think it's the same. Can't keep subbing guys in and out. But they won, and there wasn't impressive. And Carolina's still Carolina.
Carolina's bad.
Scored 20. Let me put it this way: they scored 20 points. They probably wouldn't have scored anything, before. So I give them that at least.
Yeah, They're bad.
And then
They're really bad.
how about the last night's game? Since I watched a little bit. It got really boring. Cincinnati and the Giants.
Burrow took a pretty big hit, and he came off the field for a bit. The Giants are just, man.
They're bad.
Dayball needs to be gone.
Oh, he's gone.
But he's gone. But what fixes that situation?
You got to have a quarterback. I mean, I'm sorry.
You paid all that money to Daniel Jones. That's your quarterback.
Yeah, but you got to pay him. You got to get somebody else in there because he's not the guy, and they did not draft anybody.
No, which was very surprising.
I mean, Daniel Jones, 22-41 for 205 yards and a friggin' interception. His whopping quarterback rating of 57.
And he completed 22 passes and
they don't go anywhere.
Under 200 yards.
Yeah, they don't go anywhere. I mean, it's just friggin' ridiculous.
I don't know, what do they do? What do they do?
They got to draft a quarterback.
They need a coach first.
I don't think Daboll's a bad coach. I think, if you watch
horrible situation.
If you watch the show on HBO, I mean, and if you're Daniel Jones, it's probably not something you want to watch, but he was really wanted to move up and draft Jaden Daniels.
That would have been awesome.
I know. And they couldn't make a deal. So he's got what he's got. It's just not good enough.
And he lost Saquon.
And they don't have any friggin' runners either, man.
They got nothing.
Like Eric Gray, he's not doing it. Tyrone Tracy Jr., come on. The fuck? And then Daniel Jones was the leading rusher with 56 yards. So that's just no offense, man.
Yeah, it's a long shot from those Coughlin days, huh?
Oh, absolutely. And with Eli there. And, the Bengals, too. I don't think I'd be too excited that I only scored 17 points. And that they didn't exactly light up anything either. So.
No, they really didn't.
Joe Burrow had a long run for a touchdown.
When he had that what was it, 40-something yard run, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But still, that's just not a very good.
No.
Cincinnati should be better than what they are.
I agree. But that wasn't impressive last night at all. So I think they're going to struggle.
All right. So we're what, 6 games in? Okay. Who do you realistically seeing throwaway injuries, no injuries happen for the rest of the year? Who's making it to the Super Bowl?
You gotta say Kansas City because they're always there, and I like Detroit. They're in the same.
Detroit's really friggin' good. But Detroit also has to play the Minnesota twice.
I think Detroit can beat Minnesota. I don't see the Eagles there. I don't see Baltimore there. I think the 2 best teams right now is Detroit and Kansas City. That's kind of where I'm at. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I think Buffy, I wanted to think they were the best team. I don't think Houston certainly could sneak in there. I don't know. I'm a little gun shy on picking them.
I just don't bet against Kansas City. Andy Reid is so good. I get Mahomes. There's all the stuff around it. They don't look as strong this year, but they didn't look strong last year either.
They're looking better, though.
Yes,
they're looking better.
Each week they're getting better. And Andy Reid is by far the best coach in the NFL.
I'm going to say Detroit comes in from the NFC and Kansas City from the AFC.
That would be a pretty cool Super Bowl matchup.
That would be great. I'd love to see Detroit in there, man. I like them. I like their coach. I like the way they play ball.
Absolutely. Dan Campbell is an animal. He scares me. He's as an intense human being.
But you know what? They seem like as a team, they're having fun. They like each other. Just seems like the atmosphere is. You watch these other teams on the sidelines. It's like, God dang. I mean, we talked about Dallas, and you got all these disgruntled guys, and you can't do that, man. There's a lot of teams where you can see that stuff on the sidelines. Las Vegas is one. Yeah, I mean, you're not winning when you do that stuff. So
Micah Parsons has his own podcast calling out other players when he just got his ass kicked.
I know. It's so I like those two. I hope they make it. There's a couple others. I like a million teams, but obviously I'd like to see Washington. I just don't. Washington, I think they're going to do good. I just don't think they're doing that. I don't see Minnesota. I think their reign is about to end here shortly.
Well, we'll see this week because they play Detroit this week.
Yeah, they didn't look that great last game.
But that was in London.
What's that have to do with anything?
That's a long trip.
Well,
there's a lot that to do with it.
Okay, we'll see, man.
We'll see. Here, yes, I'm with you. There's some big games this week. Kansas City's going to be in there until somebody knocks them off, right? So,
absolutely,
they're pretty damn good. I really do think the Lions. It's the Lions or Vikings on the other side. I don't really see anybody else.
I don't see anybody else getting there, but that's injuries. Mm-hmm. Injuries change all that too. One of these quarterbacks go down, it's over.
Absolutely, and Washington can make a run at one of those teams too.
Yeah.
And Baltimore's going to make a run at teams
Baltimore
too.
Make a run. Let's be honest, they're going to make a run.
Yeah, of course they are. They're friggin' the machine.
I just think the NFC side, I think the Dallas, Philly, those guys are just got Dallas. I think better be careful. They're going to start. I mean, they may have a losing record. Jesus, they're bad.
They're really bad.
Their defense is horrid.
They're really bad. They need to make some changes in that place.
Yeah.
So we'll see. That's interesting.
All
right. Last thing.
What you got?
You got to go to your first big-time soccer match.
We did. We went to the men's national team versus Panama.
And cool. So you've seen 2 soccer games live now, mm-hmm. right? You've seen Austin FC, mm-hmm. which is MLS, and then you've seen a national team. What were the biggest differences you noticed as somebody that doesn't watch a ton of soccer, doesn't necessarily know a ton about it? What was the biggest difference between those 2 games that you saw?
I think probably just the level of play, it's a little higher.
Yeah,
I can tell. Because even though we beat Panama 2-0, I'm going to be honest, Panama had some shots.
They shot themselves in the foot.
But what's kind of funny is you're watching the game and they're never even on the offense. And then they sneak down and they're on offense. But when they have a shot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like they're just kind of down there playing around. So I thought it was a great game. I think both teams did fine. I don't know a lot about soccer, so I don't get all the strategy and stuff. But I was kind of happy to see, since it was the coach's first game, he subbed a bunch of guys in and out, get to see different guys playing. I thought it was fun. We had a great, and of course the Austin atmosphere with the band friggin' playing the whole time.
Absolutely.
It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
I would say the biggest thing the speed difference. The mm-hmm. game moves so much faster at the international level when you have really good players.
Yeah.
You can see the quality difference too. When we go to the MLS games, they're fun, but MLS is an attacker-heavy league. It's all about scoring goals. That's what they want, right? It was a lot more tactical here, and a lot more the one-touches and the quick passes. They're passing the ball a lot faster mm-hmm. than what I've seen the U.S. do in a long time. The biggest thing for me is they played through the middle of the field, whereas before they're kicking it out to the wingers and trying to cross a ball into the middle. And that's
I didn't see any of that.
We didn't see a ton of that, which is great. The 2 goals that U.S. had were literally right in front of us, that was amazing.
That was cool.
That was really cool. Pulisic is a friggin' magician with the ball. When he set up that first goal, mm-hmm. he dribbled through 3 people. He's the real deal.
Yeah.
There's a reason they're saying he's the best player in Italy right now, and it's noticeable. He was noticeably the best player on the field.
He was very good. And Panama had a guy too that was really good.
Carrasquilla. He's very good.
Has some good guys. And the other thing I think I noticed is I couldn't, when the guys were running in front of us, the guys warming up to go in. Some of those guys are freaking big, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't really think of that much in soccer, but gosh, dang, there were some big dudes.
It's cool. Soccer's a cool sport because really every body type besides super fat dudes, linemen ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But really every body type has a role.
Yeah.
Defenders are usually a little bigger guys, a little taller. They're hitting people. There's the short, fast guys. But you gotta kind of put it all together.
I like I will say the other thing is I didn't see guys going down with that fake shit.
No, not at all.
A couple guys went down, but it looked valid, 2 or 3 times, but it wasn't like for God, some of those games are unwatchable. They're constantly on the ground, but they weren't doing that either side.
My theory on that is because that's a brand new coach's first game. Every single player is trying to make a name for himself at that point.
Maybe, yeah.
The ball movement was crazy. That was awesome to see. They played really well there. There's a lot of defensive problems that came up that they need to figure out. they keep you kept seeing Panama play a switch, so they take the ball and kick it across the field. Mm-hmm. And Joe Scally was on that side, and he was constantly running after the ball because he was out of position every time. They need to clean that shit up, or they're going to play. They have Mexico Tuesday night, so tomorrow night, and Mexico will throttle them.
I did say there's some of those guys aren't playing though.
Yeah, he did. So it's friendlies, so the records don't count. I mean, you play every game you want to win.
Yeah, of course.
And they're going to play, but record-wise, it doesn't really count to anything. So Pulisic went back. A lot of the guys that might have like minor injuries went back to their clubs. So we'll see this. It's probably the USA C team going to be on the field.
It's cool. It was actually really cool to see. I mean, look, let's be honest. We just saw the men's national team play. That's friggin' awesome. Not everybody gets to do that.
We just saw besides the guys that are hurt, the best players.
Yeah.
On in our country.
That was pretty cool.
That is cool. Yeah. That, and you felt it too. We had some people from Panama sitting, and man, that was awesome to see them get up and cheer. They knew they're playing a tough opponent and stuff like that, but seeing them get into it and everybody getting, there was one asshole that was drunk talking a lot of crap, but other than that,
he was doing it in Spanish, so I don't know what he was saying.
I knew everything he was saying.
I got to be honest, I have no idea what he was saying.
There was a lot of talk about dog wieners in the U.S. there, but
awesome.
But yeah, it was really good to see. What I learned, U.S. needs to figure out what the hell they're going to do on defense. They need a proven striker up top. Pulisic playing as a 10 instead of the striker. I mean, he's not a striker. So, man, they need to figure out somebody to score friggin' goals. And the defense looked bad. The middle of the defense looked really bad.
Well, they'll face first game, new coach. They'll probably take all that in and kind of see what he's got. So
absolutely,
it was fun. Good. It was a good time for sure.
Yes, for sure.
All
right, Bunk. That's all I got sports wise. You got anything sports wise?
That's what I thought. I say we take this pontoon back into port, sir.
All right.
Come on aboard, Cuke.
What?
We're going in.
Oh my God. You called me Cucumber Costas today, you jerk. You're a real jerk.
And I taught you about a broken doinker, so what else, can't beat
no,
that.
I don't want to hear about
Captain Odyssey, baby. Odyssey. Dr. Odyssey.
A broken doinker.
Series 1.
Broken
one.
doinker is
Broken doinker.
My God. Really know how to start a series off, huh?
There you go. All right.
Well, if you guys are enjoying it, definitely throw that rating on whatever podcast platform you are listening to. Ooh, the voice is almost all the way gone here, Bunk. Yeah, definitely throw down a rating for us. Give us 5 stars if you're liking it, because it definitely helps us. Check out social media. If you have any questions, email them in. We'll put the email in the show notes.
Perfect. Hey, join us next week as we continue to roll
broken doinkers.
Balls.
I mean, rolling balls.
Broken, I got you now. Rolling balls. All right. See you guys next time.